What's up, y'all? Let's get it today. So, I actually got a video for us football fans. So, I got my top 10 quarterbacks coming into the 2025-2026 season with the most pressure on them. So, let's get started. I got two quick honorable mentions real quick. First one is going to be Aaron Rodgers. I'm not expecting Aaron Rodgers to go in and win a Super Bowl with Pittsburgh. I'm just expecting Aaron Rodgers to succeed in Pittsburgh. I think this is going to be his last year. And just get them to the playoffs so they can find out on what they're going to do after him. I think as Aaron Rodgers, I want him to go out with a bang. You don't want to go out like this, missing the playoffs in Pittsburgh. As for the next one, Caleb Williams, obviously he doesn't really have too much pressure, but it is pressure because at the end of the fucking day, y'all know how media and fans do. Oh, well, the number 2 pick took the team back to the playoffs again, and you still out the playoffs. So, Caleb is going to be fine. I think, he has the weapons. I think he's going to be good, but it's a little pressure because he's always going to be compared to the number 2 pick, where the number 2 pick is damn near in the top 5 already. Jaden Daniels, that is. So, I think Caleb is going to be fine. So, let's get to the top 10 guys. So, number 10. My favorite quarterback in the league that's not a Saints quarterback, Justin Herbert. The physical, the eye test, this kid passes the eye test, guys. It's that simple. He passes the eye test. Physical attributes, has a rocket launcher, can throw the ball on one side of the field to the other. He is elite, but we're starting to wonder, is this guy ever going to turn it around in the playoffs? He's 0-2 in the playoffs. He had a miserable first playoff game against the Jaguars where the team came back. And then he had an absolutely horrendous game against the Texans last year in the playoffs. So this kid is just the playoffs. That's it. He's obviously the face of the franchise. Him and these 2 other guys, 3 other guys I'm going to name, they're kind of the face of the franchise, but it's questions around them if they can take these teams far in the playoffs. So, that's it with Herbert. I'm going to give y'all a quick stat. Bro threw 3 interceptions all season last year. Guys, he threw 4 in the playoffs against the Texans. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. He threw 3 picks all year last year in the regular season to turn around and throw 4 picks in the playoffs against the Texans. So, he's with Harbaugh. I think he can get it done this year and take them deep in the playoffs because the defense is pretty good and, Lad McConkey's going to be a dog, but I feel like they didn't address the wide receiver room like I thought they should. So, we'll see with the Chargers, but I'm not worried about him at all. So, number 9. Somebody else in Justin Herbert draft class, Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins fan base are getting frustrated with him because you have a lot of weapons. You have Tyreek, you have Waddle, you have Achane. It's getting to the point where, damn, dog, it's like, are you going to be a quarterback where you need everything perfect around you to succeed? Obviously, the physical limitations on his arm strength, not being able to drive the ball consistently down the field. To me, outside the numbers, he's accurate. You know what I'm saying? He's a very, very accurate quarterback. But we all knew his physical limitations on arm strength was going to be a problem coming into the league. But as far as I'm concerned, Tua has been fine. The injuries kind of been setting him back. And people talking about his lack of playoff success. The guy only really played in 1 playoff, guys, against the Chiefs. And, can he win in cold weather games? It's like, bro, he's literally played in 1 fucking playoff game. What are we talking about? But I think he's on my list simply because what are you? What are you? Are you going to be the guy to take this team over the hump with the roster you have? And obviously, the O-line last year had questions. The team as a whole, the team as a whole, they took a step back. Guys, as a whole, I feel like the chemistry and the connection was just off. Tyreek Hill wasn't buying in like that. So, I think And he needs to work on his hospital balls, bro. He's another guy like Derek Carr throwing the goddamn ball high, getting receivers clipped. Lead these guys in coverage and give them a solid ball. He throws too high sometimes, you know. And he needs to work on his mobility as well. But other than that, Tua is a good quarterback. So let's go on to 8. So 8 and 7 is kind of been hard what I want to do. But I'm going to put Kyler Murray at 8. He's another one kind of in a similar situation where their Cardinals fan base is kind of 50% on him, 50% off. He won me money, guys. Last year I had the Vikings. He flamed out in the second half. I think the Cardinals had their number the first half. They were winning the game. I don't know what happened with Kyler Murray in the second half. He threw a bad pick where they was about to score a touchdown. His inconsistencies with reading defenses is kind of off. You're going into year 7. Obviously, you was not in the best situation in Arizona. You know, they finally bring in some competent playmakers with Trey McBride. Trey McBride is going to be another George Kittle. I mean, he's a big, strong, physical tight end. Marvin Harrison Jr., you know, he had a decent rookie year, but it was questions about him getting separation. But I think Marvin Harrison has the physical build to be dominant. So we all know Kyler did not go into the best situation. And he had an MVP caliber year, I think, the first year with Kingsbury. But after that, it's been all inconsistent. Everything has been inconsistent. So I know what's been going on with Kyler, guys. But we can't keep using these excuses with number 1 picks every fucking year, guys, where the talent ain't around him, Sid. He don't got the talent. Bro, we draft these kids at number 1 to you kind of have to mask some of the lackluster talent around you sometimes. We're going into year 7, bro. I don't draft guys to use those excuses for the next 10 years. Obviously, we know what's going on, but you got to kind of move past the talent around you sometimes. But other than that, you know, we know he's dynamic, moving out the pocket and getting the ball out on time. But I think Kyler's going to be fine as well, you know. And that's it, guys. You know, Jonathan Gannon is a good defensive coach. I think this Cardinals team can take the next step in the right direction. They're slowly building their program, and Kyler just needs to be consistent, and he sometimes throws a ball in double coverage a lot. So I think he'll be good. So let's go on to 7. Obviously, Dak. I like Dak. Dak Prescott is a good quarterback, not a great one. I think it's kind of the Tony Romo. Everything has to be perfect around him to succeed. I think Dak is built around the running game. And let him be a high-end game manager. I don't like Dak throwing the ball 40 times a game. I don't like that. They bring in CeeDee Lamb and not CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens to help out the receiving room. So I think Dak will be fine. They need to get the running game back on. That's when Dak is at his best. Let him manage the game. Let him give him easy throws. You know, not put the game in his hands all the time. But for the most part, I think he gets a bad rap. He gets a real bad rap sometimes. I think it's way worse than quarterbacks in the league. But when you're playing for the star, the Dallas Cowboys, you're going to be the face of the NFL at the quarterback position. All eyes are going to be on you. So we'll see what they can do with Dak. So we kind of knew he was going to be on this list. But Jerry Jones bet on him again with the contract. So it's time to start performing. He's 2-5 in the playoffs, so he needs to pick up his play in the playoffs at least. Number 6, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. If you're a Saints fan, everybody know why I have Tyler Shough on this list. Your second-round draft pick, you have pressure. You need to, it's going to be very disappointing if you don't beat out Spencer Rattler and get this team to winning at least some games, bro. I'm sorry, guys. He has pressure because we bet on him. We pass him up for other quarterbacks in the draft. You're 26-year-old. I don't need to spend too much time on this, guys. Because if I could tell you like this, if he don't play well, and if Rattler don't play well, but specifically him, we're going to be looking for another quarterback. And he's going to be a glorified backup quarterback. It's that simple. So, it's pressure, bro. You're 26 years old, 25, whatever. So, my top 5. Let's go through this real quick, guys. Top 5. So, number 5. Hear me out, guys. Hear me out. Sam Darnold has pressure on him this year. Are you a product of Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson on how elite offensive coaching they have and how easy the concepts is with route running and getting open? Or are you just what we seen in New York? Now, you went into a terrible situation in New York. I get that, Sam Darnold. That was piss poor coaching and talent around you. And I'm a fan of Sam Darnold. I think he has a rocket arm. And you've seen why he was drafted that high. After we seen what he did with Minnesota last year. 4,000 yards, 35 touchdowns, 12 picks, 14-3. He was in top 5 MVP conversations. And defense made life easy for him and the offensive line. They have one of the best offensive lines in the NFL, the Vikings, that is. So they bet on you. They didn't want to pay Geno a high number. They bet on you. So you have to perform because all eyes are going to be on you. Me personally, guys, I don't like these free agent quarterbacks where I only see 1 year elite tape and then it's 6 other seasons where it's not so much elite tape. And I'm paying you a lot of money after 1 year. But the talent that they have around them on the offense is just the Seahawks offensive line has to be better. Their offensive line is fucking horrible. But as for the weapons, Jackson Smith-Njigba he's a good possession receiver. He can do a little bit of everything. He's balanced. I really like Jackson Smith. Those Ohio State receivers are always pretty good. Cooper Kupp comes in, and I'm a big fan of Cooper Kupp. So, I think Sam Darnold can continue this. So we'll see, but it's definitely pressure on him. Number 4, Anthony Richardson. Guys, this kid, he should have never been drafted in the first round at all. Nah, man. His Florida tape had very highs and lows. And what is my favorite sentence to say? These fucking NFL coaches and scouts get so enamored with the Cam Newton and the Josh Allen prototype where they have the physical ability, but they can't read a fucking defense. They can't get a 10-yard slant out on time correctly. They can't hit comeback routes. Anthony Richardson went 2 for 15 for 80 yards in the first fucking half of a game last season. And I can't tell y'all the game off the top of my head. Guys, he went 2 for 15 for 80 yards. So you know what that tell you. He hit a deep ball for a touchdown. This kid is not a good quarterback. He should have came in and sat a whole year or two like Jordan Love. And guys, I'm not big on quarterbacks sitting because they need to get reps. But he was a raw prospect with an exclamation mark behind that. He was raw as it can be. He was raw as ramen noodle. He was not ready to come out, guys. No. Now you in a QB competition with Daniel Jones? And you coming in training camp with a shoulder injury where your arm is inconsistent as it is. I'm moving on. I don't know what to say about him. I wish him the best of luck with his NFL career. Number 3, Justin Fields. This is it for Justin Fields as well. With his at least being the starting quarterback, you're up there in New York. I'm a big fan of Justin Fields. I think he's a dynamic quarterback, mobile quarterback, getting out the pocket and making plays. His deep ball has gotten better over the course of years. I think he had a phenomenal game against the Colts last year in Pittsburgh. I really wish they would have stayed with Justin Fields if you was going to be one and done in the playoffs. This is it for him, though. You up there in New York. This is the most NFL team with the most publicity. They are thirsty for a winner. They're thirsty to make playoffs. They haven't made the playoffs since high school, so they just need a quarterback to turn it around, guys. That's it. Because back when the Mark Sanchez, Geno Smith, Sam Darnold, the talent around them wasn't perfect. Now the talent is good where the defense is good. You got a good receiver and a good running back with Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson. Now we just got to get the quarterback right and the offensive line correct. It's been the same thing with the Jets and the Giants for years, guys. So, it's kind of been the same struggles with him, not consistently reading defenses and stuff like that, holding on to the ball too long. But I think you get him around the offensive coordinator and make the game easy for him, he can win you some games, guys. But he has pressure because this can be the last ride if he bomb out as at least a starting quarterback. So, in my top two, guys, number 2, Bryce Young. The team is getting better. This team is getting better with the talent around them. The second half of the season, Bryce Young picked it up. And his rookie year was absolutely fucking horrible, guys. The second year, in the first half of the season, terrible. Bryce Young looked lost against us week 1, where he threw all of them picks and stuff. He looked lost. I mean, he was absolutely terrible. I don't remember the last time I seen a terrible quarterback, probably since Jamarcus Russell, where they just he looked lost. But a lot of it wasn't his fault. The offensive line was god-awful for the first part of his rookie season. The weapons was kind of lackluster. The running game was not really that good. But this past season with Chuba Hubbard, I think Chuba Hubbard is damn near top 10 running back. The offensive line is one of the better offensive lines in the NFL. And then in the receiver position, Adam Thielen is still going strong at his age. They drafted Xavier Leggett, one of the country's players in the league. And then my favorite receiver coming out, Teodoro McMillan. And this can give Bryce Young some pop because, guys, his last 3 games, he was phenomenal. He had 7 touchdowns to 0 picks. They beat the stinky Dirty Birds week 18. The sky's the limit for this kid. He has a great coach around him. Sky's the limit. I think the Panthers can be a force to be reckoned with in future years. They got JC over there in the cornerback spot, JC Horn, Dwayne Brown, Chuba. They have some talent. All Bryce Young got to do is just continue to keep picking up his play. After that benching under Andy Dalton, he turned this play around, guys. Now, I'm very proud of him. And sometimes you just need that. The game was moving too fast for him. He wasn't reading zone defenses fast enough, holding on the ball too long. Now, after that, after he get benched, he sit down, calm down, relax. He picked up his play. So he's number 2, obviously, because he's the number 1 pick. He's gonna always be compared to C.J. Stroud. So he cannot afford to bomb out because they're not gonna. The team is kind of getting close to being ready to go. You cannot bomb out this year, bro. So, number 1, NFL Golden Boy. Can't miss prospect. The best quarterback coming out the draft since Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck. Let's take a wild guess who it is. Trevor Lawrence. It's time, bro. Now, I know you didn't come into the best situation, bro. I know you didn't. You had that fucking clown up there, Urban Meyer. I don't know what that was, what they were running that year with Trevor Lawrence. I felt so bad for him. His second year, he picked it up, made it to the playoffs, beat the Chargers. Third year, ups and downs. They bombed out in the second half of the season before last. I think they lost to Tennessee the last game. They went 9-8, missed the playoffs. It's time, bro. Because you have been kind of teetering. We don't know. You have the skill set for to be an elite quarterback, but you've been teetering high and low. You just been middle of the road. We can't keep using these excuses every year, guys. Oh, well, see, the talent is not the best. The talent ain't there, bro. The talent around him, he came into, and he did. But you have to, as a number one quarterback, not everything always going to be perfect, bro. You can't keep giving me that every year. And I know your defense was pretty bad. The running game was terrible last season. But they're drafting these guys to get you the weapons so you can make life easy for you. You got Brian Thomas that had an elite rookie year that you had a connection with, and you bring in Travis Hunter. But let me go over something real quick. So, he's not good in pressure, guys. He ranks 36 in EPA according to Warden Sharp. Then he ranks 40th in success rate and 40th in completion rate in all pressure categories. So when he's pressure, he's a deer in headlights. Deer in headlights. So I think his first year, Urban Meyer did stunt his growth. But you can't keep saying, oh, he went into a terrible situation. That's the product of being the best quarterback prospect. Just like Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow didn't go into a good situation. But he still had a decent... Even C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud didn't really go into the best situation. But the elite quarterback, they can mask some of the liabilities they have around them. And I know everybody catches on to the NFL game late as a quarterback. But this is it, bro. You have a lot of pressure. All eyes are on you this year, bro. Because I still feel like the Jaguars have talent around them. So this is it. You got to get this team to at least back to the playoffs, bro. And I think he has the physical tools, obviously. You see why in some games on why he was a can't miss prospect. So the sky's the limit for all of these guys on this list. I have nothing personal with these guys. Y'all already know what to get in the comment section. I appreciate all y'all for commenting and liking. Tell me, Sid, you're wrong on this, you're right. And I admit it if I'm wrong or right. Tell me if I missed some guys on this list. But I think all of these guys have potential. The only guy I'm kind of out on, guys, is really Anthony Richardson. Nah, he not it. He's not it, guys. I'm sorry. But y'all let me know where I went right or wrong. Let me know. I'm out.